You're now listening to the Open Africa podcast with Laolu, Nosa, and Furo.
On this episode,
We're back
Yes, clearly.
to discuss the happenings in the industry. To kick us off, we will start with some not so great news. Lazerpay and Paxful.
So just so you know that when that chair inevitably makes sound, if you stress me too much in removing the sound of the turning chair, actually I don't have any leverage against you, but I will find.
I hope we're capturing this thing that you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not really ready for this episode.
I didn't know if all that was part of the episode or not.
The episode is recording.
Okay, so let's just go back to the beginning.
No, just carry on.
Oh my god. Okay. Paxful and Lazerpay. In some not so great news that happened since the last time we recorded, Paxful has basically shut down operations. They cited that this is due to regulatory issues and the resignation of key employees.
Apparently, the founders are fighting each other.
Well,
There's one long expose on one crypto blog.
I see.
But again, why does crypto always invite dodgy people? There's just something about that space. Crypto, they like Telegram. Telegram, they like fraud.
Is that?
There's something about crypto that's just criminality.
So this is why they called you an instant transfer, bro.
It's better to do instant transfer than to do criminal activity.
Wow.
Why do they always have comma? Why do they always have this problem? Do you ever hear UBA that the founder splits because one person was stealing money or one person was doing drugs? I mean, it's happening, but it's not as if it's
It's not cause for scattering the business.
it's not cause for scratching the business.
We did not say that UBA.
And I mean, I did not say that. Even look at my coffee. When my coffee, the two founders scattered. Didn't they scatter peacefully?
Yes, and
One-
set up two different.
They set up
businesses.
two different businesses.
One person kept the My Coffee brand, another person started what they call it, something coffee and something cakes.
Why can't one person be Pax and the other person be full?
Yeah,
Yeah, not really going to weigh into this one. Just gonna leave,
no, but founders fighting is a really big thing. Like, I don't think, I don't. A lot of it doesn't make it to the news, but like your founding partner or it's kind of like a life partner, right? And sometimes in the beginning, because of excitement, people don't think deeply about who they're getting into business with. It's until you enter the journey and then you start to see just how much trust is needed and how much you have to sort of have similar values to be able to maintain a decent relationship. It's in the midst of like running the business that people then discover that, yeah, maybe we should not be working together. Yeah.
All I took from that is crypto and scam. No, I think it's either block. Is it Blockworks or Bitcoin Block, or there's one crypto blog that has like a full investigative piece on the wahala between both founders. There's drugs inside, there's prostitutes inside, there's stealing company money that's inside. It's a scintillating story.
So that's what I'm saying about trust, because obviously one person doesn't like it and the other person is
We ever hear Stampik? That's Inkasani. Oh no, he's not CEO anymore. Who is CEO?
group CEO Doc.
Oh yes. Timola Shogunle was fighting. He was fighting the other guys because of drugs or something. Again, that's an instant transfer bros. Shout out to the instant transfer bros for bringing stability to this ecosystem. Because we never hear Kompoala from them. I was only crypto and crypto adjacent people that always have all these
Beef.
scandalous things going on.
Yeah. I don't know where to go from there.
I'm laughing.
speaking from experience as well, I think that you find that you don't understand how important who your your co-founder is to you for your
Small
sanity.
drugs.
Say small drugs.
And small prostitution.
No, I have to look at the business has to shut because they're in the middle of a lawsuit.
And that business was so important to validating Nigerian crypto in the international space.
Let me not lie, Sha, personally, I didn't like the loud founder. I think there's the CEO. The guy that used to talk about Nigeria too much.
I mean, is that his real name?
Yes, he just used to just lie. Like, it was a good crypto. You know, the one crypto guys always lie? He was one of them. And he was now supporting Peter Obi too, and I felt somehow. Because I'm like, if this guy and I are in the same position, maybe I'm wrong.
Right side.
Is Tinubu right?
You need help.
Oh, man.
You actually need help.
He's always talking about the resourcefulness of Nigeria. It's a very patronizing kind of thing. Like, oh, white man just call me. Speaking of patronizing,
White validation.
do you see what that foolish Brian Armstrong guy tweeted? That said we should send him videos of how we are using crypto in Africa to win $100. This comes right after Coinbase kicked all of us Africans off their platform. And now said we should download Coinbase wallet.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that. Yeah. I think sometimes the BS doesn't register for me
Again,
because I'm
this
just
is
like,
it. This is what's my problem. It's only crypto. Crypto always attracts this kind of never do wells. Because what if we'll transfer wise kick you out and say send us picture of how you're transferring money in Africa?
sorry, I found the article you're referring to. It said, behind the scenes though, staff took paid trips to musical festivals,
God.
bosses fought, dismissals reportedly occurred on a whim, and the smell of cannabis permeated the office.
Again, do you see the smell of cannabis permeating the office in Walter Carrington? I mean, it's possible maybe there might be cocaine, but the smell of cannabis is not permeating. Maybe in the parking lot, but not in the office.
Yeah.
Nosa, is there weed smell inside Fuda office?
Yeah, we don't even go to office. Apart from customer service, and they're always fighting them in the office. So that's what I mean, I don't go.
But yeah, like, and to be fair, right, it's this point about crypto bros not recognizing themselves as finance bros when all the use cases that they put forward is literally just that. Like,
See,
I feel like there should
Laolu,
be standard behavior
it's not
in
just
the office.
but you know that it's not just crypto bros. It's almost as if all fintech bros don't realize that
Yeah,
they're running
actually.
finance businesses. Like,
It's like that guy that was trying to get me to consolidate all my cards using his app, and then he showed up to do product unveiling, and he was wearing shirt and shorts. I'm not going to put my money with you, my guy, because you need to inspire. Which is why Babs used to trip me back then, because I found it very funny how he was trying to do best of both worlds. You wear suits, you now wear sneakers.
No.
But I appreciated it because I could tell he was putting in effort into selling,
No.
the type of
Again.
image that his company needs.
You know that time we used to look for money, so you have to wear comfortable shoes when you're trekking to find money.
Oh man, there are these guys so that when we first met them, Bento, first day they showed up in the office with Furo and I, they wore suits because they were serious about winning that business. Like, here is a corporate business reaching out to us that they want to do stuff with us. Those guys came in suits. I'm not sure they've worn suits since that day, but they were like, oh man.
Say what you want about Ebon. Ebon is a very throwback guy, right?
Bro,
He's as much as he's a put it where you want to put it. He's still from that generation of. Again, you will never find Ebon with criminality like crypto. He might partake, but he won't partake in the workplace. And he comes from a very Like Ebu
Yeah,
is not too distant
it's like
from.
keep it outside. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There are some things that you have to keep out. Look, if you are doing financial services, there are some things you cannot be doing. You cannot be smoking igbo inside the office. Two, you have to maintain some semblance of sense when you are stealing
Professionalism.
money. For example, even if you are going to use the money to travel and have fun, it cannot come out as a useless entry. It must have a purpose that finance will vet.
You
Then the
see,
money will come out. Then you use it for rubbish.
all
And you may
those
not
things, all those
Or you
things
time
happen.
it. You have Africa FinTech Summit.
Do you
Then
get
enter
like you time it
streets.
and then you enter
Now
streets
say
from the
business
summit
meeting.
and then
Oh.
expense it as business expense. But this lawless,
You see, the
just
thing is,
chuki hand,
these
this
are the
and
things that
that.
happen when you are not regulated by CBN. Because when they are looking at your audit and they start asking you to explain why did you travel for music festival, and you have to explain. Again, this is what a lot of all these people don't understand. That's why it attracts vagrants. Because there's nobody that's responsible for oversight. Any small thing that has to do with regulation, you see them, they're always shaking.
And oversight is so important.
Every small,
in financial
anything that has
services.
to do with oversight,
It's
they're always
so
shaking.
important. I can't even stress it enough how important it is for you, the common man. Is so important, even more than competition and the business owners themselves. The common man needs that regulation. Otherwise, there is no limits to the nonsense that people will do with your money.
Look, as soon as you shout to regulate, they'll start shouting censorship-free money, censorship-free money.
What was that? What was that? Decentralization.
Anytime I hear censorship-free and decentralization, the only thing that comes to mind is criminality.
Damn.
It's criminality.
Damn.
Anyway, like, can we even go to a responsible crypto business
Lazerpay.
that has unfortunately backed up Lazerpay?
Yes.
That's a very young CEO.
Yeah.
I met him a couple times. He's very like ginger guy. It was really unfortunate that
He couldn't raise.
And he
Yeah.
was responsible enough to come out by himself and put it out.
because
there,
he put out a statement when they had to lay off because they couldn't raise. Then now that they have to close. But I think it points to something more retail crypto. I don't want to, contrary to what Sam I think, retail crypto is finished.
No. Sam said they have product market fit.
Because again, the reason why a company like let's rewind. Laserpay's business was that they helped businesses accept crypto payments. Like you could accept payment in USDT and co. And you could pay out in like fiat. Now it's a great idea, and I'm sure like the IP you can probably repurpose it for something else. I'm surprised they didn't pivot to another thing. But who is paying you with crypto? Where are the people that want to pay you with crypto?
Who are they? Who are they?
Where are they?
What type of elements are they?
Whomst is paying you in crypto? So maybe your whole thing is helping businesses accept payment. Like I mean, there are guys like RiseVest that used it for funding. Like it's very very niche use case. But when I'm going to like RiseVest and I want to fund, my mind is not crossing crypto because I'm thinking it is responsible money I'm putting in RiseVest.
So I mean, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's young. He will bounce back.
I think he can pivot. I actually think he can. Maybe I'm an
Maybe it's the
optimist.
advisors that he has.
Yeah.
perhaps.
Maybe I'm an optimist, but I feel like this is something that could have been repurposed into a remittance business. You collect fiat, sell it to crypto, sell the crypto that you sold back to fiat on the other side.
So you now start speaking off ramp, on ramp.
Exactly, off ramp, on ramp. And you can pioneer that kind of rocks. I think that's actually a very viable business model that they could have chased for guys that obviously they'll just be crypto in the middle.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they didn't pivot or change anything. But again, it's because one the where everybody was going to the moon. You had retail and entering inside crypto, and everybody thought, okay, this is the new normal. But as soon as interest rates went up and outside opened, there were other places to put your money. And beyond even other places to put your money, economy was tough. So you needed that money in cash, in spendable amounts. like fiat, hard currency. And so there's that excitement around crypto is not there anymore. I mean, there are crypto volumes moving in Nigeria, but it's true degenerates that are still there.
Wow.
People that are doing either money laundering or they are people legitimately paying business, but it's also illegal because Emefiele said you should not use FX for anything that is not on his list. So they are using crypto for things that are off
Do
his
you not
list.
pay for subscription using Emefiele's FX?
To be fair, Emefiele said don't use FX that comes from him
Uh-huh.
for those things. You can
So
use
they're not
FX
getting
from
FX
other
from him.
sources. BDC FX is from him, and that's where everybody has been collecting.
So I can understand guys are okay, they're using it to trade with China, but there are people that are actually moving big volumes. And like this whole Flutterwave scandal now, where it's how many million. I don't think anybody can come out to their chest and say this is the purpose of the transaction. Okay, back out the crypto element. This is what you're trying to do. It's the amounts reek of money laundering.
Yeah.
But
Sam
again,
says that
Please, who's Sam?
It's one guy that if you tweet crypto 3 times, you will appear in the mirror.
hey, Sam is our guy, I beg.
I mean, it's our guy.
He says crypto aims to solve for centralization and transparency. Please don't use FTX and centralized companies as a gacha because you know better.
I don't really know better.
He said trust
Speaking of-
in institutions is at an all-time low. What we've seen is that any and every party that has been given the role of a trusted intermediary is subject to corruption and will be.
I feel like these are very white man yans. Like it's like libertarian Reddit yans that they yarn you. For people that have been fighting Nigeria for how many years? We have not died. We don't need to decentralize Nigeria.
See,
But that's besides the point. Somehow.
this argument, for context, right? This argument was a conversation around crypto and AI. And somebody was talking about how AI or how crypto actively checks AI for proof of authenticity. Like, they now said, educate me. And then the guy said that if content can be generated by AI, the best way to prove authenticity is through NFTs and
Oh my
tokenizing
God.
original content.
You know,
And I said, this thing can be an API call to a day.
you know what kills me about all these things is that again,
Yeah.
I hate that this has turned into a crypto session, but again, crypto attracts also the worst of us because the people that didn't make it in like traditional industries are unfortunately gravitating towards that thing.
I would
Now,
like to say at this point
wait now,
in time
wait.
that
Let me
Nosa's
land.
views
Let me land.
not
Let me land. Let me
reflect,
land.
but
Let me
carry
land.
on.
Let me land. The finance guys that were not really good at finance.
Jesus Christ. Like, how is this even better than
Oh,
the way you
and the engineers are not really actually good at engineering.
Oh my God.
And they are ending up. I mean, there are some good guys that are going, but the large majority of because that's why there are so many bad actors per square meter now. Because it's just the worst of us. Everybody else is like the people that it should attract. They are gainfully employed. It's like public sector and private sector in Nigeria. It's the worst of us that gets into public sector. I mean, you have 1 or 2 good guys, but most of the people that can actually do work stay in private. So just think of crypto as public sector.
Wow.
Because if you wind it now, look at the whole thing. That thing of NFT checking if something is legit.
Why not just
Why not just make a simple API call? There's a guy that built a thing to check if if text was generated by a what's it called
AI?
by AI. He didn't use Web3 for that. It's just simple code and basic algorithms. The fact that you feel like you have to force this tool is
And I guess this is where we were heading to in this conversation, even though it didn't seem that way. Is that the topic we were going for was how AI is a very separate thing from
crypto.
We just didn't segue properly.
Because it's like you are trying to kill mosquitoes in your house. Instead of buying raid, you start buying gun. I mean, the gun might kill the mosquito if you aim well, but there's already something that was working before, which is raid. And that's why when I say it is the worst of us, because the thinking is not elevated. People are not thinking of how do we improve what's it called, what is existing. It's never, the thinking is never improving what is existing. It's wanting to do the same thing that is existing, but with Web3.
And with no control,
With censorship
no
resistance,
oversight.
no regulator.
No oversight. And for me, and to that point that Marquez Brownlee made that had the crypto community heated, I feel like for technology that works, you don't need to sweat
You
too much
don't need to yarn too much.
to find your use
And
cases.
they keep bringing up this internet thing. They keep bringing up the example of the internet, right? About how whatchamacallit, at first they were skeptics of the internet, blah blah blah
Yes.
blah blah. Yes,
I don't
there were
like that.
yes,
I
there
don't
was
even like
yes,
that
there were
example.
skeptics of the internet. But with time, the internet found its own use case. And it kept building on top of that use case. It didn't say it wanted to replace. It's like cars and horses now. Cars came as their own. Okay, it was like trying to get people from A to B, and cars are like a step above horses. They didn't come and say we'll build mechanical horse
Yeah.
Yeah.
and say
A autonomous horse.
autonomous horse,
that
self-riding
does not
horse.
Exactly. Does not require you to be flogging it.
What's the difference between incremental innovation and
Breakthrough.
groundbreaking?
Yeah. Like now with AI, it's like it's just so seamless. Sure,
groundbreaking.
there are not many instant like replacement of things, right? But people can see the use cases. Like I literally wrote like a Python. I have no clue how to do Python, but I wrote like a Python program that creates Jira tickets when people when people want to change like their phone number or something stupid. And it was just very random. I was bored and I did it and I gave it to like the CX guys. I have no understanding of Python. So that's like very step groundbreaking thing.
Yeah.
Right now, before we even started recording, I don't think they should replace me with GPT because I can literally just feed it instructions. These are my constraints. This is what I want you to do. These are the constraints. Come up with an innovative way to do this thing. And it spits out something that's actually, okay, this makes sense. Okay, I'll tweak it here, I'll tweak it here. So that's like instant fit. And like these guys are just trying to touch Web3 AI. My friend, live here. Every small thing you say, oh, you cannot send money from Nigeria to
Oh
this
yeah.
thing.
They
Or
said
you- what is one service that will let you send money globally? I was like, man, PayPal.
They said the fastest way to send money from Nigeria to US today, crypto. Fastest way for Antarctica to Johannesburg, crypto. Also the cheapest. Then GIF.
And like, I don't get it. Like, the fastest way to send money from from Nigeria to US is not.
All the Swift Zelle names arguments are like arguing about how FedEx is faster to send documents, and it's so ridiculous.
Anyways, can we round up?
Anyway,
Sam, we love you to date, but
I
Yeah.
can go into a whole thing about how this thing is full of degenerates, but because you know what pains me is that they're actually like really valid things that have come out
Yup.
of it, and you never hear this. Like you can do cash out with on Stellar USDC cash out, so you can send money home in USDC and they can go and pick up cash at any MoneyGram location.
yeah.
I've not seen any of these people talk about this thing. There's some guys called ARF that do a cross-border USDC where you change fiat to USDC to whatever to fiat again for cross-border payments. That is
Value.
use case.
Value creation.
Hot use case.
That is a hot use case.
International remittance is the remittance market. Like people, immigrants in the West remitting money back home. It is the space. It
And
is the
then
market.
people sending to their
Exactly. Yeah.
dependents.
Upkeep for
'Cause
dependents.
and you see the
schooling
thing is
abroad.
why is a lot of these things are not even like value use cases where they should be building on, but they don't build on is because they don't really understand what is existing. Like international transfers that go over Swift needed a network of correspondent banks. That's why it was long. That's why it was expensive. Guys like Wise came along and they started doing establishing positions in different places
Yeah.
and to make local payouts. That's that was a step above. Now you have crypto where you don't need to have a position. You just need to have an off taker for USDC.
Yeah.
Why aren't you guys talking more about that? And we are here talking about censorship resistance and decentralized.
Because
This is
that sounds better. That sounds better to the whites who give them dollars.
Yeah.
So-
Sometimes it feels a bit like over engineering.
it's a very
Like you're over engineering.
There-
Like,
there's
yes,
this
this
guy-
problem exists, but your solution is not
there's
simple.
there's this guy that's I don't know if you heard of Strike. They're like a Bitcoin Lightning Kinikon. And they've been talking a lot about cheapest remittances to Africa using crypto. Now it's what essentially happens is one guy is sending Bitcoin to another guy in Nigeria. That guy is paying out from his Naira position. It's not cheaper, it's black market rates that the guy is giving you. He's chopping on he's chopping on the thing. How is that cheapest? Anyway, this is we'll stay here too long. Maybe we should invite our
Sam.
brother in Christ one day
We should bring Sam on this
to
podcast.
discuss it.
But yeah. Moving on to less debatable things. Apparently, you can now use MTN airtime to do Apple Music.
Yes.
The Central
You get
Bank of
6 months
Nigeria
free.
of 2011, all of them, they are all rolling in their beds because they are not dead in Jesus' mighty name. But this was something that I know the central bank pushed back on years ago. This airtime is money.
Yeah. Carrier billing.
Yeah,
etc.
they've not liked it. And I don't know how MTN is pulling this off. Whether
I actually think it's a good thing.
I do think so too, because you are
it's a-
outsourcing the struggle of
It's a very, very
USD finding
Yeah.
to MTN, but still is airtime money, and I don't know how I feel about airtime money.
I mean, we discussed before the stereo recording. For Apple Music, they're basically passing on the responsibility of figuring out the whole FX thing to MTN.
to MTN, and MTN is a big enough corporation to handle that kind
handle it.
of.
And then they're also leveraging MTN to get reach, because MTN has the highest number of subscribers in Nigeria, right? So it's sort of like a win-win for Apple.
I mean, it's better to do this one than to buy virtual card.
Nosa, I get the sense that I know what you're about to say.
I didn't finish it. I'm just
Let's
saying it's
just
better
move
to
on.
just be paying 1K from your airtime than to buy.
So that it's a much simpler
It's a
proposition
much simpler
than
proposition.
going
Now
to
to be
that-
changing your store.
Be changing your app store to US store to do virtual card to link, or you can just pay 1K airtime.
It's a much simpler proposition. So I mean, it would be interesting to see what the uptake is like, because again, how many Apple users are there in this country?
Anyway, speaking of virtual card, Payday raised money. I can't remember the amount,
Congratulations to them.
and Moniepoint led
It's
the
really-
round.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And it is rumored that Moniepoint was going to acquire them until they came out and called everybody liars.
Until they announce it, you're all liars.
If this acquisition should go down, they need to apologize to everybody that they called a liar. That's my position on this lying thing. Because all the guys that reported felt like they couldn't cite their sources, but I feel like it was just that was
about
to happen. There was a certainty to the discussions.
Yeah.
I mean,
they raised
and if
3
they
million.
it was $3 million.
$3 million. Somewhere I'm seeing something about getting licenses in the UK and Canada.
Was there debt in that?
No,
They never declare. That's the
most guys never.
Somebody's one was a mix recently. When I remember.
Most people, that's the thing. Most people will never tell you. Even if they just announce 2 million, they'll never tell you whether it's.
You know what's funny when people announce that, because no worry, next time I borrow from Stanbic, by the grace of God, if you're a Stanbic RM listening to me, please can you give me a loan on my account? I'll say I've raised money. I've raised the round.
I raise a personal round
Personal route.
for my to fund my angel investment.
Sure, somebody was saying one time now that they should start investing in people like startup.
I think if you want to invest, someone should invest in me. Because clearly the returns will be high.
Technically, you should be investing in other people because
Me.
you now you're like Series C. We already know what you are doing.
Price has gone up.
We can see where you are going to. It's not really exciting like that. You need to find one person that is like 300 level, they invest. That was pre-seed round before he graduates. Oh man.
Anyway, I mean, speaking back to Moniepoint and Payday, I thought it would have been a good acquisition. Might have been an overvalued acquisition, but I thought it would have been good acquisition for Moniepoint because it gives them retail business, and I don't think they've cracked retail business as much as they are doing on the business side.
Individual business owners,
Retail,
sole proprietors.
Yeah, because the thing is like with retail, is the cheapest of cheap deposits you
But
find.
won't that then open up PD to regulatory eye?
They'll just say it's Payday America that's doing that one.
So they will acquire PD Nigeria.
No, they'll acquire Payday, but Payday Nigeria will be Moniepoint MFP. Then the Payday that has virtual card will be Payday America. It just so happens that it's on the same app.
Yeah. Just partnership. Off ramp, on ramp.
Off ramp.
Will drag you with your pants trouser like this.
Look, just
See, when they drag you, when I went to Abuja, I saw the CBN head office. We drove past the CBN head office. I'm like, it makes sense why they are like this. They will drag you into the office to come and explain.
no. Now you again.
What type of ownership
It depends on how you structure it because it's Moniepoint Inc. that bought it. So Moniepoint Inc. owns Talent Match. That's Payday's name. Moniepoint Inc. will own Talent Match now.
Is it Talent Match because it started from Wichapa, the same company?
I don't want to get into that.
Okay, just checking, but it makes sense.
So
Because I'm like, why is Payday's corporate CAC name Talent Match?
now, what Moniepoint MFB will do is that all the NGN accounts on Payday will now be Moniepoint MFB accounts. Then you now have the Moniepoint to now use Talent Match for their businesses that want to send money overseas. So the overseas part will be handled by Talent Match. The Nigerian part will be handled by Moniepoint MFB. But it will all be on the same app. And you tell CBN that the owner of the app is Moniepoint Inc. And that it's like Quick Teller. Everybody's just a service provider on Moniepoint app. They will before you do it, maybe they'll put T&Cs.
USD.
You're about to transfer money.
USD.
Wait now.
With your microfinance bank license.
So what will happen? Maybe you won't be able to convert Naira to USD. But you'll be able to they'll be able to give you USD account. And they'll just say, this USD account is not provided in Nigeria. If CBN is here. Also, starts to CBN Payday is still very far in terms of users before CBN starts checking.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That if you get acquired by Moniepoint is not far.
Moniepoint is no now, but the thing is that
CBN.
it's a CBN thing, but Moniepoint won't loud it like that.
Maybe that's why they even. Okay, I'm just going to keep quiet here.
They won't loud. It will just be like on that G thing, and they'll just be helping each other out.
Interesting.
But I think it's very good for Moniepoint because I think personally, I think they're trying to get into retail. They might say it's a lie and they want to do this agency banking thing forever. But this agency banking thing is just high turnover business and no deposits. And if you want to make money, you need deposits that don't go away.
Yeah. Speaking of which, as a segue into other Nigerian businesses, it's like logistics and mobility is popping again. Shuttlers raised $4 million. Fares raised $1 million.
I'm happy for both of them because I think
founders.
two female founders, exactly.
Yes.
Female founders. Shout out to female founders. They can update that their presentation of female founders that raised over 1 million that they're always posting every Women's Month. They add 2 new people to it. But Personally, if I was to put my money, I would put my money in logistics business in Nigeria. But I'm happy someone is putting their money inside so I can get the benefits. But I personally won't put my money.
Yeah, it's a hard space. In fact, when I was still doing real banking, it was one of the spaces that lending your amount you would speak English to credit to, because every employee in the logistics space in Nigeria is a saboteur,
He's a criminal.
a big criminal.
I'm sure they have crypto accounts.
Bro,
Sorry,
oh my god.
I just opened the TechCrunch thing for first delivery, and I hate it when I see this thing. We can't still be doing this thing in 2023 where TechCrunch puts here that they're investing in. The company plans to use the seed investment to deepen its work in Nigeria in brackets, which has a $10 billion transport and logistics market. Can we stop it? This is like 2019 yans for the whites. Can we stop it? Like,
If the whites are still eating
Can we
it,
stop
we
it?
can't stop it.
You,
now.
you know the
Bro.
thing now. So I'll tell you the thing with Fez now. For Fez to scale to a reasonable place where the person that invested this 1 million is thinking they will scale to, Fez will have to expand their fleet ridiculously. And by expand their fleet ridiculously, I'll give put to context. If you want to do Kuda card delivery alone, I mean, now we have post card delivery, but Kuda card delivery alone, if we said we wanted to make that a logistics company and we had like logistics providers, it would arguably be bigger. I mean, the fleet it would demand will be bigger than all these guys we are mentioning.
so the thing is that I don't have. So my issue is not with Fez. My issue is with.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
Right.
with this. It's with the one when they say they want to dip in and talk about the size of the thing. It's just, and it's not like you're going to make ridiculous amount of money
Like,
doing that delivery.
You're going to need scale, because it's operational efficiency that will give you that money.
It's very hard to
And it's
scale
very hard, yeah.
on very tangible businesses.
Yeah.
You know,
so you need a massive fleet, then you now be doing route optimization, where the unit cost of delivering to 10 people is like maybe 200 naira in fuel and wear and tear and all that. Like, it's hard work. It's hard, which might be why people need to get involved. Because this is like what round 3 of logistics and mobility businesses that are emerging. Remember, there was the first phase, Uber, Bolt, and Co. Then there was the second phase with all the
but have you noticed?
delivery businesses.
But have
that
you
many of
noticed
them
how
have
all
died
those guys realized that this is bad market?
Yeah.
And they started recalling, because the amount you spend on the Okada, it will take time for you
So-
to.
interesting fact, Fez is operating a hybrid model in the sense that, one, for delivery, they don't just pick up and drop off. They have like hubs where
So
things
they
are
are
sorted and then delivered from. That's one. Two, they don't own all the bikes on the platform. I think from what I see here is 30% that is owned by them, and 30% mostly kicks in when one of their third party people messes them up, and then they can't fulfill that order themselves.
This hub thing is not a latest. Ace Logistics used to do hub. Jumia used to do hub. Konga does hub. I say Jumia still does hub. But personally, I don't believe in the market like that.
I just think it's hard work. I think it can work.
I think it's hard work.
It's just hard work. And
It requires a lot of
And it
perseverance.
requires a lot
Yeah.
of money. Like, it requires a lot of money for you to say you're actually going to do this thing well.
If DHL can do it, Fez can.
Hey? boss.
No, the good thing about
Boss,
it,
boss,
it requires a lot of money. It's very capital intensive.
Can we please?
DHL wasn't built in a day.
DHL was
exactly
not-
our point.
Yeah, so give her time.
The person that is giving you this money does
Oh
not
no, don't
have
get
that
me wrong.
patience.
Jesus Christ, the way I'm rooting for them, man, you guys won't even believe.
No, I mean, I want them to win, because female founders
I'm
winning
rooting for them
is a good
so-
thing.
Like, I recommend them wherever, whenever. It's just that I think the industry is
There's a lot
tough,
of work to be
and I
done.
think that they will should be grateful for any help they can get from any of their partners that can help them drive down costs, because again, operational efficiency is how they are going to eat, and that's hard to do in Nigeria or anywhere, because even Amazon self, it was guzzling money until critical mass.
See, the logistics business, I think that is probably move.
That's the ideal
I
business.
think that's the ideal.
But it's not like predatory with how they are doing their
Don't
thing.
worry
It is,
about that.
but it is Nigeria. You have sorry. Somebody has to be prey.
Somebody else is predator.
Somebody has to be prey. This is the way it is. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Oh
This is
my
the nature.
days.
It's the nature of the.
Nah, those guys are
It's the
selling
nature of
those.
the
I hear
country.
that those cars have hit double digits in millions.
It's not their fault now.
Is it
It's
their
Picanto not for how many million?
14 million. Jesus Christ.
Picanto
of
is 14
Nazareth.
million. So
I remember my brother wanting to buy a Picanto many years ago, and he was doing math for how much he'll be paying back at 2 million naira. It's crazy.
me, I regret not buying two cars when I bought my car. I regret it.
Boss, 2 cars in one go.
When it was
And
cheap,
now, when it was cheap,
just
the price has like doubled.
you could have stashed it.
Like, because now I want to replace one car. I can't replace it.
Furo, as somebody who is looking for you cannot,
I can't.
or you drive what you don't want to
Look.
drive.
That's.
The price of Camry.
I saw Mikano car. 30 million. I said Mikano. And we have gone off point.
Yeah, I think the last thing to talk about today is hydrogen pay.
Yes, hydrogen.
The Furo just hiss.
You know, speaking of hydrogen pay, when we were talking about fares, one thing that came to my mind was banks, in terms of how the valuation of banks in Nigeria is very capped, because it's very transparent how money making works in banking, even in terms of based on how much you can lend, the amount of capital you need to have on ground. There's like a ceiling in banking. And now my theory is that all these banks are going for a holdco structure and trying to add payments because they want to add a bit of mystery to their valuation, aka lies. So stock price will go to the moon. Because you can't judge Access Group as just bank again. They have hydrogen.
Switch
Yeah.
and gateway.
And you can now yarn potential.
Yeah. And that potential is loud.
It's loud. Because all of them I'm sure all of them have cages like flutter wave. Are we not the one that they are using our stuff?
Bro.
Are we not the acquirer bank?
Bro.
How can we be the acquirer bank and they are worth more than us?
No, but the gap, the real gap that everybody is chasing is that payments gap. Because you see this cashless policy is going, variations will keep appearing until inshallah all of you are doing digital payments. The Central Bank of Nigeria is not going to stop. See how their progress is more with every policy that comes out is a bit more aggressive. That's how it's gonna be.
You know,
And guys are trying to optimize to be the people that capture that space using what they already have.
but you see things that this is where the crypto guys should stop being degenerates and they should come and enter inside. This is the real work to be done. Nobody has told me how I can carry my Bitcoin wallet and I'll be paying at ShopRite offline or USSD crypto. You guys are still
Do you know,
yarning.
I'm still shook that none of them could lobby Murphy for this ban thing. I'm still surprised.
My guy, there's no good there.
Bro, there are certain industries that you can't ban them like this.
Because look, everybody is doing the same pay with bank transfer. You know, in the last month and a half, I haven't gone out with like a debit card. I've only carried my phone.
No, we can't go. There's a couple. Well, actually, to be honest, I don't leave my house.
Everybody's accepting transfer. Spar today accepts transfer.
Apart
Delhi's
from
accepts
bus stations
transfer.
are like the only place where you still have to do card, unless you're transferring to an attendance account, which I wouldn't do.
I've done pay with transfer inside filling station.
Are you serious?
For like it was a FET.
First wallet, yes.
Yeah. And I transferred into what bank was it now? Was it Wema or
I even went to the
One
fish
bank like
market.
this.
You know that law school fish market. I didn't go with card. I didn't go with cash. Transfer to Pampi.
Transfer is the way. They just need to just build on that.
transfer bros for the win?
I mean, look at us, instant transfer, bro, solving something. Versus our guys that are still doing decentralized.
Oh my god.
Oh, and they're doing bank yourself. Be your own bank.
Oh my god. See, no comment.
No, I saw that onboard rollout and I was like, I don't know if I want to be my own bank or. But even the thing that they're calling be your own bank is just basically you can do P2P.
It's transfer and airtime. You can't pass. So
They don't even have airtime for it. It's just you can do your wallet and do P2P crypto trade.
No comment.
I really don't get why be your own bank is the tagline because and I blame Occupy Wall Street. It started this distrust in banks. After we had that financial crisis, that's where everything just went down because people don't understand. If we look at it like in the pure terms of it, if they were actually going to fulfill the thing of being your own bank, why do I want to do that? Why? What's the benefit?
Very good question. Yeah.
I think this is the logical end of this episode.
Yes.
Otherwise, we are going to segue back into crypto.
No, we need to segue. Maybe we should have another crypto episode. We need to get somebody
I
to
think we
come.
need a crypto bro to come
Yes, we need a crypto bro to come and defend these lies.
It's not lies, no sir. It's just different perspectives. I'm doing devil's advocate now.
What is the other perspective?
That money, the consensus layer of money, Web3, something, we need to challenge the status quo. Centralization is a problem, and all governments and intermediaries will eventually be corrupted.
Yes, okay, governments will be corrupted, okay, but I'm still in Nigeria. How am I going to be a sovereign entity to myself? And I'll just be carrying my crypto inside their what's called flash drive.
But stop that. Stop that. Will you stop that?
Let's end this episode.
Is that the future we want? All of us are carrying flash drive with our money in Bitcoin.
Let's end this episode here. I think
And the day you enter downfall and your flash drive you fall out of your pocket, your life is over.
Who is customer care? At least you can install customer care. At least there's bank branch you can roll on the floor.
You can see Sprinter. You can enter and say, "Where's your manager?" When you are your own bank, you are responsible for everything.
Look, see, the system we have is not perfect. But the complete opposite of the system is not really the solution. Maybe instead of doing crypto, we should just get PVC and vote for better government. I feel like that's an easier solution.
Jesus Christ.
Let's not go.
If the problem was government can be corrupted, maybe we can vote Peter Obi. Furo, think about it. I think this is a shorter solution to corrupt governments than building a whole decentralized infrastructure.
Nosa, thank you very much for your comments.
We really appreciate
We appreciate it. Crypto bros that listen to this podcast, I promise you, it's all love. It's all love. No hard feelings, please. And we shall catch you on the next episode.
Please. No. Furo is a design thinking consultant. If we say the problem is government to be corrupted, shouldn't we just elect someone that will not be corrupted? Do we have to build decentralized wallets? Again, is bringing gun to kill fly.
This guy actually said he's bringing design thinking into this. No, sir.
No, sir, thank you very much.
Goodbye.
We ended this episode.
We've created
15
a new
minutes.
problem. I have $5 in USDT in my own Be Your Own bank wallet, and I cannot get it out because the fees to remove it more than $5. And every night when I'm broke, I check, maybe fee will reduce. But no, they said not enough
God.
air. The closest it has come was that the fee was $4. So I could have removed one.
Oh God. Oh my good Lord. Do you know I learned the hard way with this thing? But I'm just going to just you guys off. Thank you very much. And goodbye.